You know it's serious when the Crocs come out to play. Okay folks, here's the deal. It's go time. It is go time for pre-emergent. We are approaching 55 degree soil temperatures. One of the #1 questions that comes around pre-emergent application time is, what can I mix in my tank with my liquid pre-emergent? That's what we're going to talk about today. My pre-emergent of choice is going to be Prodiamine, WDG 65. I bought this from Yard Mastery for like 20 bucks. I think it's really good value, and you get this flexibility when you use a product like this to tank mix things like biostimulants and fertilizers along with it. So I would recommend this as a pre-emergent. Optimally, obviously, we're talking about mixing different liquids in the same tank as your Prodiamine. What you can actually mix in the tank at the time of your Prodiamine application should be not only driven by like a jar compatibility test, but you want to pay attention to how your lawn looks. Now, I'll just go ahead and say right off the bat, biostimulants in general are completely safe to apply with your Prodiamine, and those are the things I would recommend if you're just getting into tank mixing and stuff. That's what I would recommend you throw down right now. This is the way that you test if you can mix things together in a tank. You go ahead and do a small trial. You know, if you're doing 3 ounces of each, you can just do, that's a 1-to-1 ratio at the end of the day. So put an ounce of something and an ounce of something else in a jar, mix them together and see if you get any precipitates or clumps. If you don't, then you're going to be fine to go ahead and combine these, especially in a backpack sprayer. If you do not have growth in your lawn, if you have not maybe mowed your lawn yet or done a cleanup cut on it, if your lawn is still completely brown and dormant, then you are not going to hear me recommend that you blast your lawn with nitrogen first thing with this application of Prodiamine in the spring. You want to wake your grass up naturally and slowly. And so if you don't have any growth going on right now, don't really think about putting down high nitrogen fertilizer. If you have some growth and maybe you've done a cleanup cut and you've started things to move along, then maybe you can put down a light application of fertilizer like a 501 spoon juice at a really low rate, even lower than the label. What I am going to mix is spoon juice in my tank and probably some biostimulants. Those are things that are meant to actually help the soil and not necessarily cause a bunch of growth, or they're all about soil health. And if you can make your soil healthy, then your grass that lives in that soil will respond very well throughout the entire season. So when we're talking about biostimulants, there's of course the biostimulant pack from Green County Fertilizer, which is an awesome package of products. I always recommend that to people who want to get into spraying liquids. I would probably hold off on the microgreen for now if you don't have any growth, and stick with Aerate, Humic 12, or RGS. This product right here, CK, was provided to me by Yard Mastery this year to show you guys. This is like a hopped up version of RGS if you want to think about it that way. It's got 5% potash in it, but it's got 50% kelp in it. My well-loved RGS here has 6% humic acid, which the CK does not, and then it has only 3% kelp. CK, RGS, Humic 12, Aerate, all great options that you could throw in your tank with Prodiamine. If you wanted to get crazy, you could put them all in the tank at the same time. You'll also know that I'm trying out some of the Ecologel products this year. This is their Enviroplex product, which is a 22% humic acid. And then I'm also trying out their Iron Plus product, which is a 1500 chelated iron. So I really want to work on that soil health with this first application, wake up the microbes in the soil. One other thing to think about is, do you have any products left over from last year? This is a great opportunity. Use those products up if you have anything left. I have a little bit of spoon juice left and a little bit of the biostimulant pack remaining, so I'm going to target to use those first as we go through the season so that they don't get wasted. This is the section of my lawn behind me here that we're going to be treating with Prodiamine and the spoon juice, maybe a biostimulant in there. So let's go get that measured out and mixed in our tank. As you go ahead and get ready to do your first application of the year, it's very wise to take your battery powered backpack sprayer and just do a test spray and make sure everything's functioning correctly, nothing's leaking, nothing cracked or anything over the season. Put some water in it and spray back into the tank and make sure that everything's operating properly. So the first thing that we're going to measure out is our Prodiamine. The application rate on this for split applications, which is what I'm doing, is 5.2 grams per 1,000 square feet. 4,500 square feet And just doing some quick math here, 5.2 grams times 4.5 thousand square feet is 23 and a half, about 23 and a half grams of prodiamine. To weigh this out, I just have this simple little kitchen scale here, little mixing pitcher that I like to use to measure stuff out like this. You can get these at Rule King. I bought mine on Amazon, but I think they're cheaper if you have access to like a Rule King or something like that. Tear this off to 0, and we'll go ahead and take our prodiamine and get to our required grams. All right, 24 grams right there. Everybody remember, this is an herbicide, so please be careful with it. Do not over apply. Read the label, wear your PPE. You'll notice that I have long sleeves on, long pants. I'm gonna put rubber boots on, and then we can use this larger pitcher here to measure out all the other goodies we're gonna put in here. Got leftover spoon juice from last season that I'm gonna use. I like to apply aerate right now. Got 8% humic acid in it. And then on top of that, this will help especially with water and nutrient penetration into the soil as we get started coming out of winter. But this does have some iron in it. It's got some sulfur in it, which I'm low on per my soil test. 10% humic acid and a little bit of kelp. Minimum rate on here is 6 ounces per thousand. I don't feel any need to go higher than that. Nice and clean with these. I may have a video on the channel all about these nozzles here hooked up to make pouring out these very, very simple. I don't even think we have 15 ounces in here. We're at 30 right now, so we need to go up to 45 to go ahead and make that. Let's see if we can do it. Make sure I got everything, all the goodness out of here. 10 ounces, so we're going about 2 ounces per thousand. I'm fine with that. Let's go ahead, get this hooked up to a drill, and then we will start to mix stuff in the backpack sprayer. We are back over here on the lawn, and we've got our 1 gallon of water in here already. We're gonna get aerate and spoon juice in here first so that we can add some more liquid to it. Fill it up to where we need to for our application, and then we'll add the prodiamine in and give it a really good mix with the tool attached to the drill over here. I like to stick the drill attachment in here first, get it flowing, and then pour this in. And you want to mix this thoroughly as you can. You want to get a homogeneous mixture, as homogeneous as you can get it. So here's what we look like all mixed up. Nice homogeneous mixture, no chunks of prodiamine floating around anywhere. And now all we got to do is spray. Before you go, I'm gonna have you watch this video right here that I created that teaches you all about the in-depth details of how to spray with a backpack sprayer if you've never done it before. Real thorough breakdown, should give you a lot of confidence by the time you're done watching it. You'll be spraying all the time and you'll enjoy it.